Montgomery County, Texas has become some of the most desirable real estate in the entire nation with a growth explosion that's happened over the last several years, and it doesn't look like it's letting up anytime soon.
Keeps growing.
Yes, yes.
In today's video, I'm going to show you what Montgomery County, Texas looks like today, what's in store for its future, and why so many people want to live here. Stick around. What's up, everyone? It's Jeff with Jeff West Properties, your host for the Conroe Living Channel, where we identify and celebrate everything that makes Conroe and the greater Montgomery County area such a great place to live and one of the fastest growing areas in the nation. Montgomery County, Texas has about 670,000 residents, and in the last decade alone, it's grown by 165,000. The city of Conroe has been the fastest growing city in America over the last decade, finishing in the top 10 every year, including 3 times as the fastest growing city in America, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. And it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. According to the census, in 2050, we are expected to have 1.5 million people living in the county. That's larger than a lot of major cities in America that have their own professional sports teams. We're coming for your teams, Milwaukee. So just taking a look at the new construction homes that are available in the Houston Metroplex today, you can see on the MLS map that Fort Bend County, which has traditionally been one of the largest suburban counties in America, has 1,029 new construction homes for sale. Harris County, where the 4th largest city in America, Houston is, has 792 new construction homes for sale. And here up north in Montgomery County, 1,152 new construction homes currently on the market. And that's just today. If you drive anywhere in the county, you're going to see dirt flying as more and more new communities are being developed. Build. You've got award-winning developers out here like the Howard Hughes Corporation, Caldwell Developers, Johnson Development, and Sam Yeager Incorporated, who are building master plan communities in the county. Not only that, but you've got some of the nation's largest builders who are building out full communities right now. Companies like KB Homes, D.R. Horton, Meritage, and Pulte. So why have so many people chosen to call Montgomery County home while so many more are projected to be here in the future? Well, there's a two-part answer to that because people are moving here both nationally and locally. People are moving in from across the street and across the nation.
They're coming from every direction.
This year alone, I've had clients from 7 different states and 4 different countries who've moved here. And here's some of the things they're telling me about why they chose Montgomery County. One of the biggest reasons is cost of living. In the last decade, Montgomery County has been an incredible bargain, and even though the prices have come up and locals would say we are overpriced right now, compared to some of the states that people are moving from, it is still substantially less than what they're paying there. Also, because there's so much building going on, there's not a chokehold on existing prices like you'd get in cities like New York City and San Francisco, where the prices just keep going up. Builders are increasing the supply to keep up with demand and keeping prices stable. Another reason people are moving here from across the nation is to find a more conservative environment. For some people, politics plays a major part in their decision on where to live.
I value the fundamentals.
In talking to some of my recent clients, other recent transplants, what I'm hearing is that a lot of them have had concerns about their state's economic policies, social policies, their response to things like COVID over the last several years. And even though they love their state, they feel like they need to find a place that more aligns with their beliefs and values. Now, I don't think it's any secret that Texas is a conservative state, and Montgomery County is one of the most conservative counties in that state.
I bleed red.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are people from all walks of life, all different political leanings that live here. We all get along, but as far as the political culture of Montgomery County, it's always been known as a place that values more personal freedom, that is tough on crime, and has strong economic policy. And that's been attractive to a lot of people from around the nation. Now, that same thing could be said not just for people moving nationally, but people moving locally as well. Some people have chosen to get away from places like Harris County, where the political environment is different.
Get out of the city!
Texas has experienced the largest migration, people coming into the state, of any state in the entire nation. However, traditionally, the vast majority of moves happen not nationally, but locally. People move to a different part of the city. People upgrade to a different neighborhood, things like that. Now, some of the reasons that people are moving from other parts of the city to Montgomery County are things like the school systems. You've got Conroe ISD, Montgomery, Willis, Magnolia, and they're all considered exemplary school districts. Traditionally, a big draw of certain areas are the school districts where their kids can get the best opportunities and the best education.
Oh, your school's the best.
Another reason people love Montgomery County is the entire county is forested. Look, there's a lot to love about the greater Houston area, but scenery is not one of those things. Houston is a bayou city, it's flat, it ain't much to look at. Montgomery County, on the other hand, is in the Piney Woods region of Texas, so you are surrounded by nature in the entire county. Now, by now, most people have heard of the Woodlands, Texas, in the south part of Montgomery County. It's been considered one of the best places in the nation to live, finishing in the top 10 every year of this decade, including twice at number 1, according to niche.com. Initially, the big draw of the Woodlands was to be able to live in nature, live in the forest. I spent part of my childhood, my high school years, growing up in the Woodlands, and it really is a great place to live. Because the Woodlands has been so popular, it's been pretty much built out. And so people who have been attracted to the Woodlands have come to find that areas that are surrounding, Magnolia, Montgomery, Conroe, Willis, Porter, have a lot of the same opportunities of living that the Woodlands has.
We're actually pretty good too.
A lot of the developers that I mentioned earlier developing in these different cities have taken their cues from the Woodlands and implemented a lot of their ideas in their master plan communities. Another big draw of Montgomery County is that people have been coming here because it's a great place to retire. Texas has always been considered a great place to retire, and Montgomery County has a lot of the different opportunities for the retirement lifestyle. You've got award-winning golf courses found all over the county. Again, living in nature, peaceful surroundings is another big draw, and you've got places like Lake Conroe where you can live lakefront, either in a mansion if you retire well, or if you're downsizing, a lakefront condo. And those people who are retiring wanting to get away from everything have a lot of different opportunities for land, wide open spaces, either in acreage communities or in raw land. Montgomery County also has some of the best 55 and better adult communities that you're going to find anywhere in the nation. A great example of this would be found in the new community of Chambers Creek, which the Wall Street Journal has called the future of adult living.
Because we're adults?
Another thing retirees value is access to good local health care. Houston has some of the best healthcare in the world, with the largest medical complex anywhere in the world. It's got hospitals like MD Anderson, the #1 cancer research hospital in the world. Other award-winning hospitals like Baylor St. Luke's, Houston Methodist, Texas Children's, and Memorial Hermann. Now, all of these organizations have a presence in the Woodlands as well. In fact, we have basically a medical center north in the Woodlands. Now, if you wanted to live close to the medical center, it would run you about $1 million, which is the median price point in Med Center Westview area.
That sounds expensive.
But if you live in Montgomery County, you have the same access to that health care for a fraction of the cost. So many people have chosen to retire in Montgomery County, but still, for a large majority of the population, we still got to work. Traditionally, the #1 reason for area growth has always been job opportunity. That's the reason that cities are what they are. People went where the jobs were. Now, over the years, there's been advancement in technology, which allowed people to do remote work, which really came to a head during the COVID years, where everybody had to work from home, and some businesses thought this was actually a better business model and allowed people to continue that remote work. Still, the vast majority of people have to actually go into a physical location to work. Another reason that people have chosen to move to Montgomery County is the strong economy and the strong job market. So to go back to the Woodlands, not only does it have Medical Center North, it also has its own commercial district. The Woodlands has tons of high-paying jobs with several Fortune 500 companies who have their corporate headquarters here. Typically, one of the biggest downsides to living in the suburbs is a long commute time if you have to drive into the city. But with the Woodlands becoming the city now, you can live anywhere in Montgomery County and probably not have a commute time of more than 30 minutes at the most. So another reason that Montgomery County has become so desirable is people now have the opportunity to live near the city but still live in the country. Even though the county is growing rapidly, the vast majority of it is still undeveloped or lightly developed, so you've got opportunities to either buy raw land to build on, buy a farm ranch, or there are even several communities that offer acreage properties, and you find those in pretty much every city in Montgomery County. So people who value those wide open spaces while still being close to world-class dining, world-class shopping, healthcare, have found that Montgomery County is a great landing spot. Now, the space is definitely shrinking. Like I said, there's going to be 1.5 million people projected by 2050. But if you buy your own land, even though everything's growing around you, they can't build on your property.
Go! Get!
Now, just like any other place, it's not a total paradise. You can't have something grow without experiencing growing pains. I've lived here the vast majority of my life. There's a lot of locals who grew up here, and if you talk to them, they'll share with you some of the biggest unwelcome changes that have happened recently.
Nope.
Some of the biggest complaints I've heard from some of the locals are things like the change in traffic. There are certain parts of the county where at certain times of day, traffic can be brutal. You've got road construction happening pretty much all over the county, with every city having future expansion plans to accommodate the growth that's coming. So whether it's because of construction or it's because you're in an area that they have not addressed the growth yet, the traffic can be a nightmare. The other complaint I hear often is that with all the new development, they're tearing down the forest. So much of the draw of Montgomery County is being able to live in nature, and as we continue to grow, it's becoming a lot less nature-y.
Everybody wants to pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
That's why so many of the new developers that are out here are taking a page from the Woodlands and leaving as much nature as possible. One of the things you'll hear constantly about driving through the Woodlands is if you're not prepared and you don't know what you're looking for, chances are you're going to miss your turn and you're going to miss what you're looking for, because everything is surrounded in trees. Everything is surrounded in nature. And that's the way we like it. Now, maybe you're watching this video because you're looking to make your next move and Montgomery County has wound up on your radar. If you have any questions about this area, consider me a resource. I'm a local realtor and relocation specialist who focuses primarily on Montgomery County. If you like this video and you want to learn more about Montgomery County, consider subscribing to the Conroe Living channel, where you can learn all about what makes this such a great place to live. Here's a video to get you started.